Today's tutorial is how to make a yarn keychain with a fishtail braid and personalized name out of letter beads. First of all, you'll need the key ring and the optional lobster claw if you would like that as an addition. So if you do have both, connect them. We are going to build this yarn keychain right on the ring. I got these letter beads from Amazon, a seller named Bead Nova, and I really like them. It was very organized. They already were separated and such. You can see that the letter is on 4 sides, and then there's a hole going through the side. This is a flexible needle. And this is something extremely important. You need a flexible needle to get this project done. It is important to secure your keychain to something heavy so that it won't move. You can safety pin it to a pillow or to the arm of your couch if it's a cloth couch. I have a weighted down craft basket. I secretly asked all of my relatives what their favorite colors were. The keychain I'm going to do this tutorial with is for Angela, my niece. First of all, you're going to need to measure your yarn. I would say the shortest piece of yarn to have is 18 inches. But it's always safer to go longer than expected because at the end you're going to have to tie a knot. So Angela wanted blue, purple, and green. But you need 4 strands for this project. So I chose 2 different colors of blue because blue is my favorite color. Find the middle of these strands and loop your finger through it. And then take that loop and thread it through the ring. And now we are going to do a knot onto that ring. Very simple. You can do that. It is important to tighten each strand of yarn because you want this to stay secure, especially since keychains are going to be thrown around a lot and such. So separate your 4 colors so that they are even. You don't have to do it so that they're even. You can do it at random. I do it so that they're even, where the purple's on the outside, then we got the 2 blues, and the green is on the inside. I do that so that it looks like I made it with a purpose. And you're going to take the outside piece and bring it to the middle. The outside strand of yarn and bring it to the middle. And you're going to do that again. So we've got this purple is now in the middle. It was on the outside. Now we're going to take the dark blue, move that to the middle. It's important to keep these separated. And so now we're going to take the light blue and move from the outside and move it to the middle. This is called a fishtail braid. And so I'm going to speed up the time because it would be slightly boring to watch me do this. What I do is I cross over the yarns twice so that there are 2 purples, 2 dark blues, 2 light blues, 2 greens. And so now I'm back to purple again. And this is where I'm going to start threading my beads. So we start with the first letter, A. Take your flexible needle and thread it through the bead. And then take both pieces of yarn, both purples, and thread the yarn through the flexible needle so that you can take that flexible needle and pull both of those pieces of yarn through. So we've got our first bead on. Now you want to make sure that the thread that's going on the right is the thread that's supposed to be over there, as if you're continuing the fishtail braid without the bead. Now we're going to move on to the second letter. So take your next 2 strands, letter N, take the flexible needle, thread it through, and thread your yarn through that, and then pull it through. Now as you go with these letters, you're gonna be like, this is a terrible mess. Look at this, it's not even turning out right. But all you gotta do is just keep straightening those beads. The beads are gonna keep moving, the yarn is gonna keep moving, but as long as you keep straightening it as you go, it's gonna turn out just fine. So like I said, make sure that you take the yarn that's supposed to be on the right because it came from the left, fishtailing as if those beads aren't there. So make sure your yarn's on the correct side. And straighten up your letters again. Moving on to the third letter. Doing the color green. You'll get the hang of how to hold everything. At first it's going to feel really awkward and like you have no idea what you're doing, but you'll eventually get the hang of it. Your hands will start getting used to holding things a certain way and it'll come together. So see, now you see this, it looks like a huge mess. Like what just happened? But just stay calm. Get your pieces of yarn back together the way they should be. Straighten up your beads. Pull them up tight. Make sure you have each thread of yarn on the correct side. So that green needs to be like that. Alright, now straighten it up. Everything's okay. There we go. Everything's okay. Alright, move this back a little bit. Okay, moving on to the fourth letter. And I'm going to speed this up because if you need to continue to see how to do this, just rewatch the first 3 letters. But just keep doing that. Keep pushing those beads up, because if you don't push the beads up, it's going to be too loose. So we're basically fishtailing these beads into the fishtail. So we've got Angela's name on here, and it's pretty tight. Now continue fishtail braiding your yarn like normal, and you're gonna have to continue to straighten those beads. I fishtail the same color twice, so there's 2 blues, 2 light blues, 2 dark blues, 2 purples, 2 greens. Now it's time to knot the bottom. I actually didn't feel like I had enough yarn at the end. It was really tight fit here. That's why I say overestimate how much yarn you need, because it's hard to tie a knot when you don't have quite enough string. But I got it. And this next important step is to tighten each strand of yarn, because this is what's going to keep your keychain from unraveling. So we've got our beads all tightened and straightened there. Our fishtail is straight. Now take each strand of yarn and pull. Alright. And this is one keychain. And you just, if the yarn is over top of the letters, you just push it off to the side. It's just fine. And if you want to, you can cut it short. You can have the ends long if that's what you prefer. You can do whatever you want. I ended up making about 20 of these because I made them for my immediate family, and then I made some for my in-laws, and it was really fun. Depending on the length of the name, it takes you maybe 30 minutes to an hour, unless you're just very fast, which some people are just naturally fast at what they do. Anyways, I have sped up the last ones just for your viewing pleasure if you wanted to watch some fast keychains being made. This is my nephew Jake's, and then I make 2 more, one for my niece Sarah and one for my niece Elizabeth. So all my nieces and nephews got put in this video. I hope this tutorial was clear enough. If you have any questions, you can just leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a comment letting me know. You need a lot of encouragement nowadays with YouTube because YouTube doesn't tend to encourage you. But when you make your own, pick any colors you want. This is just a simple, easy gift to make for people. These were Christmas gifts. Thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have an awesome, wonderful day. Good luck with your keychains.